Well, hello this nice Sunday early. It's kind of chilly this morning in Texas. So what I thought I'd do, I've got a really good pumpkin soup recipe, but it makes like tons of soup. So I'm going to just tone it down a bit and make just enough for me a bowl of soup for lunch today because I'm getting a little hungry. I didn't have breakfast. And normally you would cook more pumpkin, fresh pumpkin, but I've already got a little bit of pumpkin puree right here. So I'm going to use what pumpkin puree I've got left because I've got just about enough to make a bowl of, a good bowl of soup. That's about a third of a cup of pumpkin. Now this is just if you want to make it for one person, just maybe a bowl of soup. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in there. Not much because I don't want it watery. Now while that's heating up, and you know me, I don't usually sweat the little stuff. I'm just going to kind of shave off some onion, about a quarter of a onion. You can dice it up or however you want to do it. I'm just not even going to get the cutting board out because this is just going to be one bowl. Yep, that's enough onion right there. Didn't take much. I like to improvise with my meals. Over here, maybe you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I wanted you to be able to see down in my pot, but I guess I can't do that, huh? We're going to put just a couple of shakes of garlic powder in there. You can use fresh garlic if you have it. But I really didn't even want a whole clove, one of the little cloves, because mine are kind of big. I'm going to put a little bit of salt. I'm going to put just a tiny bit. It calls for chicken broth. I don't have chicken broth right now, so I'm going to put a little bit of bouillon in there. About a half a teaspoonful should be plenty for this little bit. And we're going to put a couple of shakes of thyme leaves in there, dried thyme. Not much. And that's pretty much it for right now. We're going to cook that till the onions kind of get down. I wanted you to see what it looks like. There, that's a little better. If I don't get in front of the... You know what? Maybe if I move it to this other burner, you can see it better. I'll be able to get a better angle with the camera. There, that's a little better. Use this so I don't have to scrape the pot. Need to bring that to a boil. And since we've already cooked our pumpkin, it was pumpkin puree, the cooking time on your soup is down to nothing. I mean, if you had to cook your pumpkin in this, you would have to cook it for at least 30 minutes or more just to get your pumpkin done. But since I already had cooked my pumpkin to make my pie and my other stuff, it was already cooked. And I just felt like a bowl of pumpkin soup. And like I said, we got to basically let this simmer until we get the onions a little cooked and the onion flavor gets into the pumpkin. But I'm going to give you the full recipe that I've got. It says 6 cups of chicken stock, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 4 cups pumpkin puree, 1 teaspoon chopped fresh parsley, 1 cup chopped onion, 1/2 teaspoon chopped fresh thyme, 1 clove of garlic minced, 1/2 cup heavy whipping cream, and 5 black peppercorns. I don't want to put peppercorns in mine. And then you heat your salt, pumpkin, onion, thyme, garlic, and peppercorns. Bring it to a boil. Reduce it to a low and simmer for 30 minutes. But see, my pumpkin's already cooked. So basically all I've got to do is cook my onion. And then they say put it all in a blender, puree it, return to pan and bring to a boil again. Reduce heat to low and simmer for another 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes, you uncover, stir in heavy cream, pour into soup bowls, and garnish with fresh parsley. And like I said, I didn't want to cook that much, so I broke it down into 1 serving for 1 person. Well, I've got parsley somewhere. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of parsley in there. Because it will thicken up as it cooks. Going to reduce the heat. And it says to garnish with your parsley, but I like to put my parsley in my dish a lot of times, so I just put it in my soup. going to cook that just a tiny bit to get those onions cooked. And I'm going to give it a taste. That's good. And if you put the chicken bouillon in there, you might not want to salt your soup. Put your chicken bouillon in there because it's already salty. So put your chicken bouillon in there first. Taste it, and then if you need salt, add it. Because you're supposed to use chicken stock. I didn't have chicken stock. This is the closest thing I had to it. And like I said, you can improvise with your dishes. You don't have to go exactly by the recipe. You can make your own recipe, basically. Now I'm going to pour in, I don't know, about a half a cup of cream. This is basically half and half. I use that instead of the heavy whipping cream. And then we're going to let that simmer. Put the heat back up a little bit because that milk was cold. Or that half and half. A lot of times if I don't want to use the heavy cream, I'll use the half and half. But this is a great way to cut a recipe down because I don't want a great big old pot full of pumpkin soup that I've got enough soup to feed 24 people. It's just me. So I'd rather do it this way and make one meal worth of pumpkin soup. Watch pot, never boils. And this is an old-fashioned recipe. I mean, they've had pumpkin soup probably back from the beginning time of pumpkins. I have no idea when that dates back to. But it's been many, many, many years ago. And instead of putting peppercorns in there, you can just put a little bit of black pepper, which would be fine. I've got crushed peppercorns, but I think I'd rather put the pepper. If I can get it open. I'm just going to put a couple of shakes in there. That's plenty. Don't want too much pepper in my soup. Don't want to be sneezing. So if you don't have peppercorns, just put you a couple of shakes of black pepper in there. That's just as good. But we're bringing it to a boil, and we're going to simmer it for a little bit so it thickens up just a tiny bit. Some of the moisture will cook out. But see, the good thing about this, we already had the pumpkin puree made. So I don't have to dump all this in a blender and puree it in the blender after it's cooked, because it's already done. We did that the other day when we cooked our pumpkin. I was just using the last little bit of my puree because I didn't really have enough to freeze, and I don't have room in my freezer. Turn that up just a tiny bit. And we simmer it basically now because, everything's cooked except the onions, and the onions are probably 3/4 of the way cooked. We're just going to simmer it a little bit to cook some of the moisture out and completely finish cooking those little pieces of onion that I put in there. And if you wanted a thicker soup, you could have added a little bit more puree than what I had to make it a little bit thicker with the pumpkin. Turn that down a little. I don't want my milk to scorch. I'm just getting a bowl. I would serve this normally with oyster crackers, the little round ones, but I don't have any. So I'm just going to line my little bowl with saltine crackers. Saltine crackers are real close to the little round ones. Not a whole lot of difference. They have somewhat, just a little bit different taste, but not much. Trying to see if those onion pieces are cooked down. Or mostly. And you know, it does not call for it. But I'm going to put just a little bit, just a tiny bit of pumpkin pie spice in there. Now, you don't have to do that, but I'm just going to do it because I want to. And this is a great soup you can serve with your Thanksgiving meal if you're, if you have a habit of serving soups with your meal. It's great for Thanksgiving meal. And I think it's pretty good, pretty well done. Just not sure how to pour it out of my deal here. I don't want to spill it everywhere. And I always use the wrong hand to pour anything. Perfect. One bowl of pumpkin soup. Just make it a little bit more presentable. But there you go. There is my pumpkin soup. And take it over here. And it was chilly this morning, y'all. It got chilly last night. So what I did was put on some long pajama pants instead of my short ones. And I got up, it was chilly on the floor this morning. So I put on my slippers. My fuzzy winter slippers, because they felt good. Dear Lord, bless this food I'm about to eat. Please look after all the YouTubers out in YouTube land and everybody else in the world. Please keep them safe, happy, and halfway well off. Amen. Thank you. But oh, don't that look good. It's not real thick and it's not real watery. It's just creamy. And I know it's so hot right now. Oh my God, y'all, that is the best soup. And look at what I did to make it. It was nothing at all. And like I said, when you make it, if you put a lot more puree in it, pumpkin, it'll be a little thicker. And you might like that better. But it's good just like this. You got that chicken stock. You got the pumpkin puree. You got the half and half. You got all the spices in there. That is so good, y'all. And you got your crackers. And like I said, if you want to get fancy with it, get the little oyster crackers, the little round ones, and serve with it. Mind my manners. Y'all take a bite. Or take a spoonful of soup. It's real good. So if you get Halloween pumpkins this year and carve them up for the kids, cook your pumpkin. Make your pumpkin pies. Make your pumpkin soup. Make pumpkin cookies. Make pumpkin spice muffins. I've still got one little more pie pumpkin over here. And when I cut it, I'm probably going to make... I'm sorry. I'm going to make probably another pie. And I might make pumpkin spice muffins and maybe pumpkin cookies. I'm not sure yet. But there you go. I mean, that is really good. So, y'all have some pumpkin soup. It's really good. Bye now.